The January 2011 uprising opened the door for media to flourish in Egypt. Tens of TV channels from all spectrums, from liberal thinking to religious extremism, were established right after the revolution. The aim was not to entertain or create awareness, but to shape political ideologies. For Mona Swelem, a news anchor and presenter for 15 years in Egyptian television, it was not all good news.
For the first time in January 2011, Egyptians experienced freedom. But some would argue that it was a freedom that was uncontrolled, too much freedom, freedom that was spiraling out of control to the extent that it reached chaos. These channels, they do not have any divisions for internal monitoring, and there is nobody in Egypt to do external monitoring. Add to this that there is no code of ethics, media code of ethics, that would hold them accountable.
In 2012, religious channels led the race, using the name of God to create supporters and describe opposers as infidels. Liberal channels faced threats of closure after former President Mohamed Morsi and the Brotherhood came to power.
The problem with the religious channels is that they were inciting violence, and they were misusing religion to incite violence and hate speech. And it's very easy to have just a poster with any faith written on it, Islam, Christianity, to mobilize the masses, to create consent and consensus.
After the ouster of Morsi, most religious channels were closed down. The government said they deviated from their original path. They used religion for political means. Now, Al Jazeera as well is targeted by authorities. The government accuses it of supporting a terrorist group, the Muslim Brotherhood. With the government waging what it calls a war on terror, media is placed under security monitoring. Some agree and some not.
I agree to the crackdown on Al Jazeera. We are at war. Terrorists are killing people. Any channel that supports them must be closed down and its employees arrested.
Media freedoms should not be touched. That was one of the reasons for the revolution. It is an acceptable excuse to blame a TV channel for the violence.
Media played an integral role in changing 2 presidents in the last 3 years. A main test for the upcoming president is how he will deal with the critical and controversial media in Egypt. Yasser Hakim for CCTV, Cairo.